Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea Tranquility. Welcome to day 5 of my 30 favorite albums of my high school years. It's back to school time. We're celebrating all the kids going back to school, whether it be grade school, high school, college, whatever it might be. But we're looking at specifically our high school years, the 4 years where we went to school and graduated and then either went on to work in the world or went to college or university. Whatever you did afterwards doesn't really matter. We're focusing on those 4 years that happened, the last 4 years of your local schooling, wherever you went. So in my case, it's 1980 to 1984. Everybody else is going to have different 4 years. So those are the ones you're going to talk about. This is kind of a play along month. So down in the comments below, each and every day, you're going to list another of your favorite albums, the ones you played the most influential, beloved albums for you during those 4 year span. The albums don't have to have been released during those 4 years. They could have been released at any time, but these are the ones that you listen to the most, your favorite albums during those 4 years. So today, day 5, we're going to take a look at an album that was released just prior to my entering into 9th grade, my first year of high school. This came out in the summertime. Right before, because I went into high school in September of 1980, so this album came out June 4th here in the States. A live album by a band that at the time I didn't really listen to a lot. Yeah, I heard a lot of the songs on the radio, and I was pretty into them. But then I heard one, the local radio station here at WPDH in Poughkeepsie, New York, 101.5, actually played some stuff from this live album, which is pretty cool. This is back in the day when rock radio stations, FM rock radio, would play new songs from new albums by existing bands, right? Not just shit that came out 20, 30 years ago and were hits, right? They would take a chance and play new stuff. So I heard a couple of new versions of some of these songs on here. I was like, wow, I really like that a lot. Went down to the record store and with my allowance money, bought a copy of The Kinks' One for the Road. And listened to this a ton all that summer. I remember my good buddy Tim and I got together that summer and we were both talking about how much we loved this album. And then going into freshman year, I remember it like it was yesterday. Going into freshman year, I remember the first week of school, we were in gym class. We had gym class together, and I remember we were talking to a couple other guys who were a little bit older than us, maybe like a year, 2 or 3 older than us, and they were obviously hard rock metal fans, right? So we were trying to be, right? We're into this kind of stuff, right? Yes, we got to get in with the right crowd. And so one day we were getting ready to go into gym class. We were in the locker room, and Tim and I were talking about the greatness of this album and how cool it is. And one of the dudes that we knew, again, who was a little older, who was a metalhead, he comes walking over, and I remember he had like an earring at the time. He's just like, the Kinks? What the fuck you guys talking about the Kinks for? Ozzy Osbourne, man. Black Sabbath, man. Never mind that Kinks crap. And we were like, oh, okay. Well, we like that stuff too, right? But that wasn't good enough because we mentioned the Kinks. And at the time, if you liked a band like the Kinks or the Who or the Stones, by a lot of people, especially like, metal fans, that was seen as like old, right? Got to listen to the new shit, even though Sabbath and Ozzy were around pretty much just as long as bands like this, right? So, but anyway, I listened to this a ton. Still to this day, a beloved live album for me, and it represents an era of the Kinks that I really love a lot. It's funny how when I did the Kinks ranking, a year or two ago, I got a lot of flack from a lot of longtime Kinks fans because they don't really hold in as high regard the mid to late 70s era of the Kinks as they do the 60s. To them, the 60s that's the holy grail of Kinks albums, right? And releases, the 60s and the early 70s stuff. And I like all that stuff too. But I got into the band a little later, so I like the mid-late 70s and early 80s stuff. I like the harder rock and arena rock Kinks. I appreciate the earlier artful stuff just as well. But this is the Kinks that I really like. This is the Kinks that I kind of grew up with, right? So for me, it's a little bit different. I don't dislike those other things, but, we all get into music at a different point in our lives. We all experience bands at different points in our lives. So it's like, for some people who are a bit older than me, the older Kinks, that's the special stuff, right? But for me, I was a little too young. I didn't get into them until they started doing this type of stuff. So, this has just got great. Dave Davies is on fire on this album. Big, meaty guitar riffs, solos. Ray sounds amazing. This is the Kinks playing all their great songs. Hard Way, Catch Me Now I'm Falling, Where Have All the Good Times Gone? Lola is great on here. Pressure, pressure, I've got pressure. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Great stuff. You got All Day and All the Night, just cranks on here. 20th Century Man is so cool. Love the keyboards on that. Misfits, Prince of the Punks, Stop Your Sobbing, all these kind of cool early punk songs. Low budget, just heavy and snarling on this. Love it. Attitude is punky. Wish I Could Fly Like Superman. Love the version on here. So good, so rocking. And some of these live versions of some of these songs I like better than studio versions. National Health, Till the End of the Day. Celluloid Heroes is terrific on here. You got You Really Got Me. He's just, man, his guitar tone is just lethal on here. Fun Victoria, and then you got David Watts. It's so strong, start to finish. There's no lag at all. There's no bad songs. It's just big, up-tempo, fun, hook-laden, catchy, hard-rocking Kinks, and I love it just as much today as I did back then. Such a great live album, and unfortunately, one of those bands that I never got to see. Because they toured a bit back in the day. I just never went to a Kinks show, and the last 30 plus years, right? These guys don't get along, and they rarely play together. If they do, I definitely got to check them out, because I've been hearing for a couple of years that there's been talk of a Kinks tour at some point. Better late than never, I think, right? So it'd be nice to kind of scratch that one off the bucket list. But yeah, used to listen to this all the time. Just a fun live album. One for the road from the Kinks. That is my pick today. One of the great live albums of the 80s, because it's now 1980, right? Most of the great live albums were in the 70s, but there are a good amount of them in the first half of the 80s anyway. So that's my pick for today. So down below in the comments, if you want to talk a little bit about this one as well and what you think of it, absolutely. If you haven't heard this, what are you waiting for? Go out and do it. Great live Kinks album. But most importantly, list your pick for day 5. Your number 5 pick from your list of 30 that we're going to be talking about this month. So thanks for watching, everybody. Please hit that like button. It's early in the morning, guys. Please hit that like button before you go. Very, very important to the YouTube algorithm to do that each and every time you watch one of our videos. Also down below, we have the link to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, as well as the link to our merch page. Also, right now, if you go to our merch page, we are offering, I think, 4 of our most popular t-shirts on Amazon. There's a huge discount going on right now if you order it from Amazon. So I think it's like 50% off or something like that. So if you've been kind of waiting to get a Sea of Tranquility shirt, maybe funds are a little low or whatever, and I totally get all that. Now that you can take advantage of the sale going on Amazon. So if you want to go click the link below and head on over to the merch page site, there you'll see a link at the top that'll take you over to Amazon to get, I believe it's our Dragonfly shirt, our whale shirt, and 2 of the prog related shirts, something like that. So go over there and check that out. And what else? Hope to see you guys in just a couple weeks at Sea of Tranquility Fall Fest, October 1st at the Chance Poughkeepsie, New York, all-day event. We're going to do In the Prague Seat live on stage in front of the audience. We're going to do the Hudson Valley Squares. We're going to do Friday Morning at the Funhouse. We've got Chris Caffrey from Savatage and Trans-Siberian Orchestra doing a Q&A with the crowd. Same thing with Andy Powell from Wishbone Ash. And then we've got music from Prog Band from Chicago featuring Louis Nasser, Sonus Umbra. We've got Epic Tantrum, great prog band from Syracuse, New York. We've also got the classic bands, the Pat Travers Band, Vanilla Fudge, featuring Carmine Apiece on drums, and British prog legends Nectar are going to headline the whole event. So lots of great stuff happening, so do not miss it. A full day with Sea of Tranquility at the Chance Poughkeepsie, New York. Get your tickets now, and we'll see you then. Take care, everybody. See you tomorrow morning for day 6. I am Pete Pardo. Till then, take care. See you tonight. Q&A. No Hudson Valley Squares tonight. We'll see you for Q&A tonight at 8 o'clock with myself. 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's Labor Day here in the States, so everybody's on holiday, but I will be here for you tonight for a Q&A, so tune in then, and we'll see you then. Take care. Bye-bye.